Let me show you how to add a multiple choice grid on Google Forms, which is going to be easy. So follow me to my desktop right now. What's up everyone, this is George from Noupe, and I'm going to show you how to add and use a multiple choice grid on Google Forms. Now the idea of this multiple choice grid is so you can create surveys and have several use cases where you have several choices in one section. So instead of using a bunch of short answers, this is a better option. So let's get started. This is my Google Forms dashboard. Now if you're on Gmail, Google Drive, Sheets, etc., just click on this icon right here and go to Forms. Here it is. It's going to be this purple icon and it's going to take you to this dashboard. Now, creating a form is super easy. Let's go ahead and start one from blank to show you how to use this element. Now, this is how you're going to get started. And the way you're going to do this is obviously select the type of answer or question that you want to add on Google Forms. In this case, we want to select multiple choice grid. Now, the idea of this is that you have several roles and they can use the multiple choice option. Now, let me give you a quick example of how you can use this with for example, an event that happened. Okay. So for example, let's say, did you like the event? And then we have rows on the left. So for example, we're going to ask about the food. We're going to ask about the music, and we're going to keep this really simple, right? But you can make this more complex. We're going to ask about the overall party and one more, which would be, for example, the service. Okay. All right. And then on the column right, in this case, we're going to make this a 1 through 5 so they can select obviously the options. So we can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me show you how this is looking on the preview so you can have an idea how this is going to work. So we're going to click on this I button and we're going to preview this. See here, food, music, overall party. Now, in this case, we have a 1 through 5, but well, people don't know what that is. So we want to let them know. You have two options here. You can say, for example, 1 and say, I hate it, or 5, I love it. So for example, let's go ahead and preview this. You can see here, 1, I hate it, and 5, I love it. So now I know how to rate these, and in this case, right? So that's one option to do this. The other option would be to add a description. So for example, description right here, and we can say, for example, in this case, respond 1 if you dislike it, or 5 if you love it. And I can go ahead and remove this from here to give the idea of how they should rate in this case, since that's the way I'm using this multiple choice grid. For example, let's go ahead and preview this. And now we have a description right here where we tell them how to actually respond to this. Now, for more options, we can go ahead and click on the 3 dots right here and have the limit to 1 response per column. Now, this might be a good idea since it's going to limit, for example, if I go to here, if they select 1 here, they won't be able to choose the other options here. So you might not want to use that option in case how you want to use this multiple choice grid. You can shuffle row order to change it between the users who view it and make it a required response in each row. Now, if you make this required, you can't use the limit to 1 response per column. So do consider that, okay? And if you want to clone it, just go ahead and do so here, and you can add an image with this icon. So it's a really easy, straightforward way to make a survey with the multiple choice grid here on Google Forms. Now, if you're looking for more flexibility, another great option would be Jotform, which gives you more options and more flexibility. Plus, they also have a free plan. So in case you want to check that out, I mean, if you want to do this really quickly, go ahead and create a form. There's several templates that you can use, for example, survey, and you'll find multiple choice grids there, or start from scratch, classic form. And I'll show you how easy this is by adding a form element, go into input tables, and that's how easy it is to make this. Now, if I click on any of these options right here, for example, the text, I can go ahead and edit this as I like. For example, the other thing I did over there, 2, 3, 4, and I can go ahead and add another column, 5, etc. If this is the way I want to use it, I can do so, or make it more flexible by adding more text, questions on the left, my description right here, and I have more options in properties. So in properties, I can change the field label, the alignment, the fields, for example, the input style, if I want to change it up. They have several settings available here, so it makes this way more flexible for this use case. You got your rows, you got your columns, you can move these up or down. So as I mentioned, this is another great option if you want to create multiple choice grids on another platform that gives you more flexibility along with more elements that you have available in Jotform. So either way, what you want to choose, like I said, here's a tutorial for the multiple choice grid on Google Forms. And if you're looking for more flexibility, go ahead and consider Jotform. And there you go. This is George from Noupe.